80 miles to Birmingham, Alabama. This is the story of the most
That's an EF4? What the fuck? YouTube, what's up, man? It's your boy, the one J Osh, and welcome back to the show. You know what I'm saying? We got a new person here right now. We got High Risk Chris. Shit kind of flow. That's a good little name. You know what I'm saying? But we got the Tuscaloosa tornado, a real life monster. This is the tornado that went through Alabama. It's part of the 2011 super outbreak, I guess. You know what I'm saying? We done seen some. Again, I got the Joplin one coming. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing about that the most. We're going to do the Joplin one. Not the next video, but probably the video after. Like the video after the next tornado video. But yeah, man, we going to get right into this, man. Like we always do. We give all credit to those who make the videos. We just react to them over here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get right to this shit, man.
The 2011 super outbreak is by far the most devastating tornado event in recent times, completely destroying dozens of communities across multiple states in the southeast. But one tornado is remembered particularly for the sheer impact it had on the people of Alabama. This tornado struck not just one, but two large metropolitan areas. This, of course, is the EF4 that impacted the south side of Tuscaloosa and tracked over 80 miles to Birmingham, Alabama. This is the story of the most
That's an EF4? What the fuck? EF4? You sure about that? Man, I don't know.
Infamous tornado in Alabama history.
I don't know.
April 27th, 2011 was
I hope we don't have another outbreak like this. Because apparently 2011 we got destroyed. By EF4 and EF5 tornadoes. Just left and right, I guess, bro. Because that's crazy. Like, the Joplin one was in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's too many for me.
Predicted to have high-end parameters for tornadoes several days out. The day before, on the 26th, the Storm Prediction Center issued a high-risk outlook with a 30% hatch.
So if y'all look here in Georgia, right, I'm around this area. Alright, we somewhere in here, I think. Because Atlanta's somewhere here. Damn near in the middle. We kind of a little bit below, so we over here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Your boy ain't experienced tornadoes really. We've had warnings and shit, but I ain't never really. There was one time I remember hearing a tornado siren go off around where I used to live at, and when that happened, I went in the hallway, you know, did what the fuck I got taught in school. I was like, get in the hallway. The alarm was going off. Luckily, the sky was like, it was pretty clear day, so you can see around. But we ain't seen no tornado. But shh, cause my mom was looking, like she was looking for it in case, like, you know, we had to go to the bathroom or some shit. But yeah, man. I've been blessed enough. Knock on wood. Prince, really? My dog, I can knock on anything. He think it's the door. But yeah, like, knock on wood. I ain't experienced no tornadoes. Hey, I ain't trying to. I like watching
for
them.
Tornadoes, but on the morning of the 27th, observed instability in wind shear. The ingredients that are essential for powerful tornadoes were even worse than predicted, prompting the SPC to up the tornado risk to 45%,
45? GG's.
Suggesting this day was going to be historic.
Damn near 50-50. That's GG's.
By 2 p.m., a tornado outbreak was underway. Strong tornadic supercells in northern Mississippi are already producing strong...
Hey, man. Hey, Mississippi. Look. Hey. Mississippi, Missouri, whatever the fuck. Hey, look here. Y'all, hey. I heard y'all been going through it with
tornadoes.
I don't know
including
what the fuck.
Including an EF5 in Philadelphia.
Lately, it felt like Dixie Alley. I think that's what it's called or whatever the fuck. We done been getting hit with the fucking them demons that be hiding at night and in the rain and shit. Nah, keep that shit over there.
Mississippi. Further south, another supercell formed, but it still needed time to mature. Other storms across the region began producing prolific tornadoes, but the storm to the south was still chugging along, moving into an increasingly favorable environment.
Are these all tornadoes that touch the ground?
James Spann and the ABC News crew are watching that storm very closely, noticing how the storm's path is going straight towards Tuscaloosa, the 5th most populated city in Alabama.
And again, that one's going to want to move in this.
I don't know if he's going to say in this video, if anybody's from Bama, what's the most populated? If that's the 5th, if Tuscaloosa's the 5th, obviously Tuscaloosa's populated. Y'all got Alabama over there, you know, the college and shit and the campus and Crimson Tide and all that bullshit. Yeah, I'm a Georgia fan. Fuck y'all. But respectfully, y'all beat us enough in the past years. Fuck y'all. But is it Birmingham? Is it Mobile? Like I don't know. I've been to Bama like probably twice.
Twice or 3 times in my life. If this stays on that same track, that's going to wind up in Tuscaloosa.
It's not long until those fears are realized. By 4:30 p.m., a tornado touches down just northwest of Union, Alabama. Damage is initially quite sporadic, with patches of trees being brought down. As the tornado crosses Wesley Chapel Road, only moderate damage is inflicted, but the tornado is rapidly intensifying as it approaches the small town of Foster's, Alabama. Fortunately, the only structure to experience the strongest winds is an old...
If anybody's like been through this or like, you know, was around the area during this time, like if anybody sees this video and like you went through this, or you know, you just lived in Alabama and was like trying to keep your fucking eyes on the fucking Weather Channel because you knew shit was going down, like what was going through y'all mind? Like, how do you like? Because I don't think Bama's like just very common for tornadoes. Like, it's not just like y'all get tornadoes like fucking Oklahoma and them. But like, what is your thought process? I don't know what you would do like right away when you think, oh shit, tornado's coming to us. Like, hopefully some people got basements and shit, but you know. We don't have storm shelters
warehouse,
like that,
but
so I don't know.
The tornado is quickly moving towards Tuscaloosa.
I'm trying not to pause no more.
The tornado was caught on camera by John Oldshoe, a storm chaser live streaming for ABC, but
I lied, because what the fuck is this? This motherfucker shot this shit in fucking... What the fuck? 40p? What is this?
His live stream is cut off as the tornado crosses Black Warrior River. The ABC tower cam then focuses on where the tornado should be. Through the haze and rain, the tower cam appears to show that the tornado has lifted. Seems like Tuscaloosa might have just dodged a bullet. Unfortunately, the tornado is only just getting started.
Look at the debris in that. Zoom in tighter, Jason, if we can go in tighter. Look at that. Goodness gracious. This will be a day that will go down in state history. And all you can do is pray for those people.
James Spann delivers an ominous message, communicating to the people of Tuscaloosa the urgency of the situation.
This is a large, violent tornado coming up on downtown Tuscaloosa. Be in a safe place right now.
I was about to say, it ain't that big.
The live broadcast shows the large, multi-vortex tornado quickly intensifying, taking on the shape of a wedge. A visual cue that the tornado is extremely powerful. As the tornado moves into the outskirts of Tuscaloosa, it clips the Liberty Recycling Center and a small community on Friday Circle, throwing shipping containers and damaging homes. As the tornado crosses this area, power lines are snapped, causing a power loss to much of Tuscaloosa.
Wow.
Before we go any deeper, I want to tell you about Displate. Displate is the perfect one of your interest. My wallet from here. Displate art of things and of corporate design. I wanted something a little website and gear. Go. Although the tornado is now entering town, the exact path of the tornado is still unknown, but it appears as if the tornado is aimed directly at the University of Alabama, which is truly a worst-case scenario, because thousands of students could be caught in this extremely violent tornado.
Yeah.
I don't want to be so specific with this one. Again, based on the size of this, if you are in the city limits of Tuscaloosa or on the campus of the University of Alabama, stay sheltered.
A man recording the tornado captures the moment a substation is struck, causing another massive power flash. Debris can be seen flying into the vortex as an industrial district is shredded into pieces. As the tornado approaches Interstate 359, Ryan Chandler films the tornado crossing just ahead where he had driven moments prior.
We don't know if this thing can change directions. We're not.
In this video, the tornado shows what is probably the most impressive display of horizontal vortices ever documented, and horizontal vortices are only associated with the strongest tornadoes.
That motherfucker going backwards.
While
I
the
don't
now
blame you,
violent
bro.
tornado crosses the highway, a car on the interstate is struck, killing one of the passengers. This is the first fatality attributed to the tornado. At the same time, several people are sheltering under this overpass. One of the few taking shelter under the overpass is UPS driver Jimmy Jones, and by some miracle, he survived. Several vehicles were rolled and mangled, including Jones's UPS truck. After surviving a direct hit from the tornado, Jones takes this photo, showing the monster that had nearly killed him. After crossing the highway, the tornado was now moving into a residential part of town. A public housing complex, Rosedale Court, takes a direct hit. Trent Miner films the tornado as it's impacting Rosedale Court, eventually taking cover.
No, this is gonna hit us directly.
The lower quality construction is no
boy.
match for the violent tornado. Much of the complex is leveled, sadly killing 9. The tornado continues its wrath towards Charleston Square Apartments.
So what, we had 10?
Trent fortunately survives the encounter, but tragically, 3 University of Alabama students are killed here. Melanie Mixon, 21, who is majoring in accounting, Marcus Smith, 22, who is studying management and information systems, and Ashley Harrison, 21, who is majoring in economics, finance, and legal studies. Ashley was only a week from receiving her degree in economics. Her body was found over 100 yards away in a field. Her boyfriend, Carson Tinker, a football player, was with Ashley when they took cover. Tinker survived with only a broken wrist, showing just how chaotic and random tornado deaths can be. 2 other Tuscaloosa residents, including a student at the University of Alabama, capture the moment the tornado overtakes Charleston Square Apartments, with each narrowly avoiding the tornado to the north and south. As the tornado continued northeast at nearly 60 miles per hour, more homes are struck. Video of the tornado at this time as it crosses to the south of the onlooker is one of the most incredible tornado videos ever captured, showing the immense power and size of the tornado.
Look how big that thing is.
This video also shows how the tornado had an extremely loud jet-like roar. Several more homes are destroyed at EF3 strength before the tornado encounters Forest Lake. The flat surface of the water allows the winds to intensify due to a reduced amount of friction. These winds rush onshore, violently striking and wiping out the large homes of Forest Lake Drive. Here, trees are reduced to splinters. The tornado now closes in on the intersection of 15th and McFarland Boulevard, a busy intersection on the south side of Tuscaloosa with several shopping malls and businesses. But also just to the north of the intersection is the DCH Regional Medical Center, the one place you don't want to get hit because an impact here will threaten the lives of many patients while also depriving the city of a place to treat tornado injuries after the storm has passed. Jason Rosolowski films the tornado from the University Mall parking lot. Unable to comprehend what he is witnessing, he continues to record, capturing what is probably the most iconic tornado video from this day.
Imagine like being this blessed though to like know the tornado is going away from you.
The tornado fortunately misses.
Even though it's no guarantee that the tornado is like just gonna go by you, because it could change directions at any time and then you're fucked for doing this. But the fact that you could watch a tornado go by and just record it, it's like a blessing. Like it's like damn, because people potentially fucking dying, but it's like you get to sit there and record something that's like a lot of people like that type of footage. Like I'm pretty sure it's
Regional
not fucking
Medical
easy to
Center
come
just
by,
to the
even though
south.
I've been seeing
Instead,
a lot of
the
videos
tornado
of it.
hits the homes in Cedar Crest, where the neighborhood is completely gutted, killing 3, including another student, Brandon Adderton, a 23-year-old studying economics. After crossing McFarland Boulevard, the tornado rampages onwards, destroying even more homes and businesses. Tornado races across the railroads, fortunately passing just south of the main University of Alabama campus. But the tornado is still destroying large areas of homes, much of which is student housing. One video taken by a student of the University of Alabama shows just how close the tornado actually came to impacting the university, missing it by only a few hundred yards. Had the tornado hit the university, countless more deaths would have certainly occurred. Fortunately, the university dodged a bullet.
You hear the breathing. You hear the breathing. That motherfucker's scared. I don't even blame you. You can't even blame the motherfucker. Whoever that is, scared as fuck. I don't blame you. Because it's like you looking at death coming at you. The fuck? And you ain't got no... Look, you have Mother Nature's fucking mercy. I can't even blame him. You just... Like... I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm gonna be calm under that shit.
After passing just south of the university, the tornado is now moving towards the eastern side of Tuscaloosa, sweeping through Beverly Heights, killing 3, including another student, Danielle Downs, a 24-year-old who was studying social work. Inside one of the buildings on University Boulevard, Gomez Perez is filming the darkening skies while everyone else inside is oblivious to the approaching danger. Within seconds, all hell breaks loose as the core of the tornado passes overhead. The core of the tornado now approaches Chastain Manor, a residential apartment complex for senior citizens. It impacts the southeast corner of the complex, completely sweeping away the top floor of the entire east wing, scattering debris in the adjacent valley. To the south of the apartments, the clubhouse sustains even worse damage, as it is completely swept off of its foundation. Damage surveyors who analyze the path for clues into the true intensity of the tornado identify this location as the most violent section of the damage path. 3 different survey teams analyze the damage here. 2 of the teams conclude that the damage is high-end EF4. The 3rd team concludes that it was actually indicative of EF5 intensity. Outvoted 2-1, the damage in this area is assigned a rating of 190 miles per hour, high-end EF4. After impacting Chastain Manor,
190, 200, bitch, it's fucking destruction. And you might as well say it's a EF5. Motherfucker, that's an EF5 to me. It's killing people. I mean, smaller tornadoes can kill people, but bruh.
A mobile park home takes a direct hit from the core of the tornado, reducing 80% of the park to piles of debris. The homes on Elm Drive are the last building struck in Tuscaloosa, but it's still going strong. The tornado crosses Hurricane Creek, where there's a 100-year-old steel bridge spanning 570 feet across the creek. The bridge is held up by massive 35-ton trusses as the core of the tornado passes directly overhead. The trusses not only buckle, but are tossed sideways, including one which is pushed uphill over 100 feet. The rest of the bridge collapses into the valley below. The single point of damage cost the Alabama Southern Railroad nearly $5 million to repair.
Again, this is the storm that produced all the damage in Tuscaloosa. Large wedge tornado, a mile wide.
Even though the tornado had left the dense suburbs of Tuscaloosa behind, sparsely populated rural communities still exist in the path. The surrounding mature forest is shredded. Here, the tornado demonstrates what is perhaps its most violent form yet. Manufactured homes impacted by the tornado cease to exist, while a very large house south of the core is completely swept off of its foundation. On Recreation Road, several more homes suffer a similar fate. The National Weather Service notes another 190 mile per hour damage indicator, once again just shy of an EF5 rating. At nearly a half a mile from the center of the tornado, the Eagle Cove Marina on the Black Warrior River is subject to damaging winds. Several boats sink, while warehouses are shredded to pieces. Lakeside homes are scattered into the water, while a quarter mile to the south, homes are swept by the apocalyptic winds within the tornado. Since the tornado was now over less populated areas, there's a lack of any tornado footage. However, the KBMX Doppler radar is scanning the tornado at 2,000 feet above the ground, and now, at 520, the strength of the tornado reaches an apex. The sum of the opposite velocities, known as gate to gate, is 280 miles per hour, giving a rotational velocity of 100 340 miles per hour, tying the previous record held by the 2007 Greensburg, Kansas EF5. These values are telling. A structure does not need to be impacted to know that this tornado is incredibly violent. Fortunately, there were very few homes in this area. However, there are many mines that dot the landscape. One person who is currently working at a mine is James Johnson. At 5:24, he begins recording the tornado 7.5 miles to his west. While James is recording, a home is swept away into the valley, sadly killing Judy Sherrill. Johnson continues recording as the tornado closes in, now less than a mile from the mine in which he's working. In Johnson's video, the sheer power of the tornado is evident. It almost appears as if the entire mesocyclone of the storm has dropped to the ground. The thought of such a tornado returning to heavily populated areas is a complete nightmare, and unfortunately, this nightmare is about to come true. The tornado's sights are now set on the city of Birmingham.
This is coming right up here toward the Birmingham, right toward downtown Birmingham.
As debris begins to rain down on Birmingham, the tornado begins to move into the western Birmingham suburbs. Several homes in the Valley Creek community are destroyed. The tornado crosses 15th Street into the Oak Grove coal mine. Numerous large industrial structures are toppled, while dozens of storage containers are flung to the east. The tornado then moves into the town of Concord. In Concord, framed houses are demolished and occasionally swept away, leaving only bare foundations. At one swept home, a concrete porch is shattered and is shifted by the incredible winds. The next batch of homes impacted on 14th Street are more exposed at the top of hills. This lack of protection results in several framed homes to be swept off of their foundations, with their debris thrown into the valley below. The tornado then moves into the densely populated neighborhood, Pleasant Grove, a large suburb of Birmingham. Here, hundreds of homes are reduced to piles of rubble. And as the tornado crosses 11th Avenue, a 300-yard convergent streak of granulated debris is smeared across the ground in a process called windrowing. This damage pattern is only created by the most violent tornadoes. These intense winds are powerful enough to sweep and shift the foundations of even more homes in Pleasant Grove. Sadly, 5 more residents were killed here. Residents to the south in Birmingham record the violent rain-wrapped tornado as it tears through Pleasant Grove. This 1-minute period forever changed the lives of countless people.
Not this whole rain rap. GG's.
After ravaging Pleasant Grove, the tornado shows another incredible display of its strength. A collection of rail cars, each weighing nearly 36 tons, are lofted into the air. One car is moved over 100 yards from its original position. The amount of power needed to throw a massive rail car is hard to imagine. The tornado's power is shown yet again as 2 large warehouses are completely swept from their foundations. However, the smaller core was now struggling to maintain itself, inflicting less severe damage to a water treatment plant and several warehouses. But still, the tornado refuses to die and surges back as the tornado enters the town of North Pratt and Smithfield Estates. Many homes suffer damage as the tornado crosses Highway 78. The industrial area of Hooper City is hit before dozens of homes have their roofs torn away. But as the tornado crossed I-22 and I-65, it was dying. The tornado musters up just enough power to inflict roof damage to a few more homes, but soon after, the tornado is gone. Even though the historic tornado had lifted, the storm that birthed this monster was still ongoing and would go on to produce several more tornadoes, including another long-track EF4. And that was just one storm. Across northern Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee, dozens of tornadoes were ongoing, destroying homes and businesses, while injuring and killing hundreds of people who were completely powerless in this situation. This day was truly a tornado apocalypse. In the overnight hours, the system that spawned these tornadoes would pass, and the chaos in the southeast would come to an end. A 6th student, Morgan Seigler, would succumb to her injuries while being treated at the DCH Medical Center. The tornado had left 64 people dead, 6 of which were
64 people died from this hole? 64.
students at the University of Alabama. The tornado had also caused more than 1,500 injuries, many of which were critical despite
1,500 people got fucked up?
Not being fatal. In the days following this tragic tornado outbreak, President Barack Obama would visit.
This motherfucker Barack came through after this bitch. It was that bad. Look at that shit, man.
Tuscaloosa to take a ground tour of some of the affected areas. Obama said he had never seen devastation like this and declared a federal state of emergency in Alabama.
And I've got to say, I've never seen devastation like this.
In total, the tornado was on the ground for 90 minutes, and during that time, the tornado caused a staggering cost of $450,000 worth of damage per second, totaling about $2.4 billion in damage over its entire path, surpassing the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore F5 as the costliest single tornado in United States history. But
we know about Bridge Creek.
But the record wouldn't last long, as less than a month later, this number was surpassed by the Joplin.
Coming soon. GG's. Coming soon. So that's why motherfuckers want me to watch this shit. This bitch is the most expensive damaged tornado. The most expensive damage caused. This fucker said a month later. Fucking shit got birthed.
EF5, which caused an even more substantial $2.8 billion in damage. Aside from the damage caused, the other thing the Tuscaloosa tornado is remembered for is its frightening appearance. Multi-vortex tornadoes are tornadoes with pronounced subvortices circulating around the main vortex, and Tuscaloosa is the best tornado for visualizing this concept, as it had the most insane horizontal vortices ever recorded. This appearance is very indicative of a violent tornado, as it suggests high levels of vorticity aggregation, which helps strengthen and mature the tornado even further. The final rating of EF4 assigned to the Tuscaloosa tornado is still a source of controversy.
Bullshit. 1,500 people got hurt. Motherfucker 64 died. Bullshit. Bullshit. I call bullshit. I call you scientists dumb as fuck. How about that? Fuck out of here, man. Man, I don't give a fuck. Bro, I don't give a fuck, but that bitch was moving. Nah.
As one of the survey teams suspected EF5 damage. But the thing is, just by looking at satellite imagery of this tornado, fully swept homes were few and far between. Personally, I believe this tornado had winds right around 200 miles per hour. If this tornado was ever solidly above the EF5 threshold, it likely happened between Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, because this is where there was the widest swath of—
Okay, I can agree with that. I'll come to that. I'll meet you in the middle. Okay. Maybe some points of the EF4. But there was definitely some motherfucking points of the EF5. That bridge? EF5. For sure.
Of tree damage. And also, this is where radar showed the highest winds within this tornado. However, it didn't produce solid EF5 damage for one reason. At an average speed of around 60 miles per hour, it simply didn't have enough time to produce the highest level of damage.
And that bitch was moving. So that's another reason. It ain't even had to stay in one spot. That bitch was hitting you gone before you know it. 65 miles per hour? I ain't gonna lie, that bitch being a mile wide long though. Wasn't that quick. 65 miles. That's a mile wide long. I don't know. You still getting hit for
compared to a slower moving tornado, which is much more destructive. Ultimately, the tornado was given a rating of high-end EF4 with winds at 190 miles per hour.
I guess.
The Tuscaloosa tornado will be remembered for a very long time, as it is clearly the defining tornado of the most prolific tornado outbreak in recorded history.
I know that shit wasn't no hoe. And you can't say that, because now, fucking that Joplin, I keep hearing about this Joplin one, bruh. I think I heard somebody say I gotta react to the Moore 1999 one. They said that shit was crazy. Man. Welp. Shit. Rest in peace to those who were lost. Like I said in the comments, if you was around Bama during this time, let me know your experiences. Original link gonna be in the description below as always. I know how I feel about these tornado videos. It's always interesting to watch them. It's just like, damn. Hearing about people just dying is just fucking depressing. Just like, bruh. Ugh. But yeah, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe to your boy. It's the one, J. Osh. And I'm out. I'm about to film another tornado video. But I'm out. He.